So she's looking for the car which she wanna rent to the baby. Babe, which one do you think you can rent to the baby in the future? Oh, nice.
Hi everyone, welcome to ICC Fantasy.
Hi everyone. We just finished our dinner and we were still here in this mall.
Before quitting this
Place.
mall, we will just talk something because for a mixed baby, there are a lot of things you cannot do as a local people.
Yeah, in
right?
China.
When you decided the name for the baby, it will affect the baby's nationality and also about
The
his
culture,
future
things, future,
and
in
education,
general.
and also life convenience.
Mm.
So today we will just share with you how we decided to pick up the name for the baby and how this will function in the real life.
We get to know which nationality our baby will take.
So first of all, how the baby's name will affect the nationality.
It's pretty easy to understand. So in China, they speak Chinese and they use Chinese characters. In case you want your child to be a Chinese, it's definitely that you will have to choose a Chinese name. So you don't have that second choice to choose an English name, your child to be Chinese.
Yeah, if you want him or her to have a Chinese ID, of course you have to choose a Chinese name.
If you choose a foreign name, which means our child is just decided to be around this. And then in meantime, maybe some years ago, if the kid just wanna apply, for example, like Chinese permanent residence, it's possible. Then in that situation, on a permanent residence, you have two options. You can choose your Chinese name, like locally we have usually some Chinese name. You can choose your permanent residence to be printed a Chinese name or your typical name.
When you already have the passport of Rwanda, and then you, after several years, you want the baby to be a Chinese again, that's the time. Maybe
the process it's quite like very strict. We have this kind of friend. So during the first child, there was only one child policy in China. So when they got their second child to be taking the nationality from where the person coming from. So and then later on, so the policy changed. So what happened is that during the visa process, because every year you need a visa, so the child needed a visa, and that child, the mother was a Chinese. When that person went to the immigration for the visa renewal, and then they were like, oh, but your child is a Chinese. So why do we need keeping renewing the visa for a Chinese? And now we even have the policy to have two kids. And then so what they did, maybe you can have a Chinese name, you can give the nationality to your kid. In China, the process was somehow very easy. Back home to his country, the process was way more complicated because the child is changing the name things, and the child already have the passport things. It's complicated.
it's like cancellation is kind of difficult.
Yeah,
Applying is easy, but cancellation, quitting is difficult.
it's the most difficult part.
So many things we have already talked. We decided to give the baby like a Chinese ID first. We have this thing called 户口, which is to prove where you're from. And this must be from dad side or mom side. So because my husband is not a Chinese, so if follow his, and then he won't become a Chinese. So he must follow mine.
It's like the child is losing some identity.
Yeah. So if he must follow mine, the first thing he need to follow my family name.
It's to prove that's your child.
Yeah, that's my child.
It's kind of a proving that's your child. And family name, it's a very kind of serious thing. You can, you have to take it as serious. It's not the same as maybe in Rwanda, where my entire family we got completely different names.
This doesn't really affect anything between me and him. It's just that we need to follow the rules in China, government rules. Because already take my family name, then he will pick the
given name.
Yeah.
So now it's a very tricky situation because even though I can speak Chinese, but my Chinese level to understand the deeper meaning of Chinese culture, it's a way complicated. However, I can just give the suggestion to my wife which name I would like to choose, and then maybe she can try to explain to me like what kind of this character I choose, what kind of the meaning,
Yeah, which
or
one
whatever.
have like good luck meaning?
Yeah, so I did try like since like April.
The thing is when we decide like which English name first, and then we search the Chinese name. So during the time, even at the beginning when we decide the English name, it's also tough.
I end up finding some solutions.
Yeah.
I just choose the name which kind of like attached to the family. To make a name which would sound good, maybe have some simple Chinese character because we got some complicated character to write, and then
That's really unfair. Just because you feel the character is difficult, and then you might not want to choose that character.
because sometimes I feel like some Chinese character are even very hard to write for some of my colleagues. It seems like Chinese character also sometimes very tough for them.
As long as they have some good meanings, it really doesn't. Because in China, like when you pick up the name, then sometimes it's related to like the timing you are born. When you are born, maybe you lack of water, you lack of fire, you lack of dirt, you lack of a lot of things. We have five things in every different hours when the baby will born, and I don't know like which whatever water or fire, but we already give the name. So I want to share something with our friends, like those other interracial couple, how they pick up the name. The father already cannot decide the family name, so they just decide the given name. But the way they decide is like pick up some words related to their
Chinese name. But the Chinese name are translated from English.
Yeah.
So they pick up something from the Chinese name, and then they insert it into another new name, and then they have something good, which was very creative actually.
We don't know like why does this name come from, but after we see the first character and the first character of the father's translation name, it's like at least matching up somehow.
My Chinese name will be totally different.
It's a little bit hard to pick up like from the first. Yeah, that's not the issue. Anyway, we already finished this big job and we are satisfied for what we already picked.
Yeah, guys, so which name do you think would it be?
Yeah,
like
please comment below
and let us know like which name did you think we choose. The next episode
we will review
the name of our church.
Yeah.
And maybe next time when we record another video, we won't just be two. Maybe
actually
the church might join us.
The timing is very close.
Yeah.
And it's just like 2 or 3 days later. So it's supposed to come out anytime, but still we are waiting patiently.
Thank you so much, and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye bye.